Hello, everyone. It is Friday. Indeed, it is. I hope everyone is doing well today. Hello, Angie. It is Friday. Cats are otherwise occupied, so the door is closed because they're back there. And there's sun here today. And so that means that they're going to be drunk in the sunshine in the window. So maybe they'll be quiet. They're busy. Hi, Kellyanne. Hi, Candy. Hi, Linda. Hello, Noit. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see everybody. Glad you're here. Hello, Joan. And Gail. And Mama Sherry. And Robin. Hello, hello. So we're just going to chat for a minute while we wait for everybody to show up. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. It's really quite nice here today. Nice and sunshine. We had a few days where it just really wasn't. It was just like, oh, after so many days of just gray and kind of coolish weather, it's like, oh, I got to have some sun. So it's so nice to have it today. So nice. Hey, Dana. It's really nice to see all of you popping in. You're getting the yucky gray weather now. Yeah, it comes here first and then it heads out your direction, Gail, I think. Kellyanne, it's like that here too. In Missouri, it is pretty much the same thing. If you don't like it, just hang around. Just hang around because it will definitely... Excuse me. Oh, that was just rude. It will definitely change. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Cindy. Hello, Dorothy. It's good to see all you guys. So I'm just having a little tea with you. Imagining. It's good to see everybody. Good to have you here. Okay, just need to get my phone set up here just 1 second. Okay. So I hope everything's going well for you guys. Cats probably won't be out today because I think they're drunk in the sunshine window. Yeah, it's not super much. A thermos would be more. Hi, Tink. Hi, Peg. Hello, Sherry and Candy again, and everyone. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me on this Friday. This, we hoped, drama-free Friday. That's what we hope. We're just going to jump right into it. I don't know how long I'll be here today. Maybe not too long. I don't know. Just depends. It just depends. Hello, Tori. Hi, Susan. Hi, Linda. And happy Friday to everyone here. It is Drama Free Friday. I'm Barb Owen. In case any of you are new, welcome. If any of you are watching in the background, feel free to chat if you'd like. And it's Drama Free Friday, so we leave the political stuff and religion and anything that can cause, a lot of drama. We leave it outside of Drama Free Friday. Not that we're not all passionate people, and not that we don't care about all of those things. It's just good sometimes to have a break from it, right? Sometimes it's just good to have a break, and that's why you come here. If you want to be involved in discussions and all that sort of thing, and debates and all that, is not the place for it. This is not. So thanks for honoring that with me. Okay, so I got a couple of things in the mail that I wanted to share with you. This is a beautiful card that was sent to me by Ellie, who sometimes is able to join us and sometimes not. She's one of our VIP members at How to Get Creative. And I just wanted to share this with you. It's just absolutely stunning. I think it might be a jelly print, but I'm not sure. There are feathers back here, feather prints back here, and then actual feathers in here. It's just really beautiful. So I just thought I would show that to you. Share that with you, but that was something that Ellie made. That was really kind of her. So beautiful. Often what I do with cards like that is I will take a color copy. I'll reduce them way down so they're really small, and I'll reduce those and make a miniature of the card and put it in my journal. So, hey, Laura. I know, right, Laura? But that's what I often do. And then I save the big cards like this. This is like a 5x7. Yeah, it's a 5x7 card. And eventually I'm going to bind those all together in a book of their own. Not today. Then I also got this beautiful thing in the mail from Dee Dee Willingham. Many of you watch her here on YouTube, I know. And you see her art on Instagram, and I don't know where else she is, but she sent me one of these beautiful prayer pouches that she's been making. And I thought that was so sweet of her. And here's the funny thing. I had said to her, I'd commented on them because I was seeing them on Instagram, and I commented on how beautiful they were, because they really are. It's a prayer pouch, and she's doing such a beautiful job with them. I know fabric is not her primary art form. Mostly it's paper and collage and that sort of thing, I believe, but not so much fabric. But she's been doing these prayer pouches, and I just thought they were beautiful. And she responded that the butterfly one was coming to me, which I was so surprised at. Anyway, it's so beautiful, so I wanted you to see it. Has a butterfly on it, of course. That's meaningful. I know, isn't it beautiful? It really is. It really, really is. And this is metal with little beads and all kinds of things. And the butterfly, I'm not sure how many of those she's added, how much of that was, if it came that way. Almost looks like it came that way, and then she stitched it onto the pouch. But it's got different fabrics and trims. And then this is the back. And then it is a little pouch. Like this. Isn't that pretty? And then she included a scripture that she put in the pouch for me. That was just really sweet of her. So kind. She did a poster a long time ago. I mean, I don't know how many years ago she did this poster. I'd have to look and see if it's dated. But she did this beautiful, beautiful poster. And, I mean, it's big. It's one of her collage pieces. That poster must be, gosh, I don't know, 2 feet by 3 feet. I mean, it's big, really big. And she managed to get it to me. She rolled it up and sent it in a tube. This is years ago. I mean, this must have been 10 years ago. And I've had it on my wall in the office ever since. It's just stunning. Just absolutely stunning. So meaningful. When Dee Dee sends things out to people, she sends them with intent. And just, you know, so beautiful. That is so true. So true, Laura. Okay. And if I miss any of your comments, apologies for that. Okay. I don't really have a whole lot else to say, so we're going to just do something, okay? So last week, I started this little project, and this was a piece of canvas paper that I had used for who knows what. It seemed like it was a palette that I used for something. I don't know whether this goes on here this way or not. It was like a 9 by 12 piece of canvas paper that just had a bunch of paint scraped on it and stuff like that. And this is just a piece of it that I cut out. I don't know what I did with the rest of it. It's hanging out here somewhere. Anyhoot, it had all this paint and stuff on it. So I took one of my mandalas from the Mandala Medley book, I believe is the one that I used. And it's called Diamonds and Arrows, I think is the name of this one. And I just traced it off. And so I traced it off my own pattern because I had printed them out and put them all in a book, in a binder. So then I just used a piece of tracing paper, traced it out, transferred it onto right over the top of all this busy canvas paper paint stuff. And then I started using Inktense blocks and paintbrushes. So I used these. I have a set of 36 of the Inktense blocks. And so I just painted straight from the blocks with a paintbrush and just painted the pieces. And the reason it looks different is because I did the same color in each round, but as it went over the different colors of acrylic paint, then it would, you know, it would be toned according to whatever was behind it. So that's what I did for this. Hello, Jan. So that's how it turned out using the Inktense blocks. And just with a brush. Then what I did to kind of trim it up, you know, to make it look better, because it looks very unfocused, like a camera lens that hasn't been focused. I used one of these pens in here. This is like the glaze pens, only this is a finer tip than the glaze pens. And Nancy Dale is the one that told me about these. These are called Aqua Lip. So these are like the Sakura glaze pen, except it is a smaller, it's a fine tip instead of a medium tip. Colors are the same. And usually it will write on about anything because it will write on glass and all of that. It is shiny and sometimes it has a bit of a raised appearance. But since I didn't know how stuff was going to react on the canvas, that's what I decided to do, and it worked fine. The other thing I did was I gave it a coat of this, one spray coat of crystal clear coating matte that I just got this at the craft store. And so I used it. So anyway, that's what that is. Hello, Rhonda. Yeah, this worked really well. The one that I normally use is the Krylon 1311 matte finish. But I just decided I would try this. Just, because you don't know if you're going to like something. And also it's good to know that you have more than one option for things in case, you can't get Krylon. Since there's a lot of things right now that we seem to have trouble getting because supply and demand got all jacked up, hijacked from the COVID stuff. Anyway, so that's what I tried. So we'll see how it works. I don't know. Anyway, also, because I was stuck on this one concept, I used the same pattern. This piece of paper, this was what was on in the background. And this was left over from a class. And I can't tell you what class because I don't remember. But I used the same design. And the background was acrylic paint. It's on watercolor paper. And I think what I probably did was I probably put a bunch of watery wash type paints down on that watercolor paper. And then this paper here was probably the one that I laid on top of it and soaked up the excess stuff. So it's been hanging around in the studio for ages. And so then I just grabbed this because it was literally the first thing I saw. And I put this, it's the same design all over it. And the reason I put it here, this big one off center, is because this pink section and these pink sections, those were already in place. And I wanted that. So that's what dictated what I did on the rest of it. And I was just going to cut it out. I was just going to cut out this one mandala and do something with it. And I decided to just make a, masterboard sort of thing out of it. Put as many on as I could, leave some background, and then I'll make color copies of it and use it. Hi, Tam. Hi, Judy. I know, Jan, right? Yeah, I would never have tried these aqua lip pens. I would never have tried them, except that Nancy Dale was, she was the one that kept asking me if I'd tried them, which I had not. So these are the glaze pens, and these are the aqua lip. So they're the same colors, exactly the same colors. The same number of pens, same colors. They are the same, as far as I can tell, they're the same ink. I bought these on Amazon. I've never seen them in the local stores. But anyway, so that's what this is. It's the black. And I've also bought a bunch of the black pens in the regular glaze. Like, I don't know if I can put my hands on them. I think I bought a whole box of the black glaze pens because there are times when I really, really enjoy using that black glaze pen. It's the one the color I use the most. Anyway, that's where these came from. So that's what I've been doing, and some of these I used with the Inktense blocks. And some of them I used Inktense pencils on this piece. So the Inktense blocks I was painting using for this because I was watching television or someplace. I wasn't in the studio when I did this. Elmer's Extreme Glue Stick is almost $30. Good grief. What in the world? What in the world? Yeah, I bought just the black glaze. Just a minute, Laura. Let me see if I can show you what they look like. See if I can show you how I bought them. in my madness. I think that they came in a box. Just a second. I'm probably not going to be able to put my hands on them because I've had stuff carted around in my space here and there, but I think it was a whole box of them. I think that's how I bought them. Of course, fat lot of good they do me when I can't put my hands on them, right? Here, maybe this is it. Maybe it wasn't a box. No, it wasn't a box. This is how I got them. It was not a box. It was a package. I think you can get a box. This was a 2-pen pack. This is the black glaze, and I think I got a couple of packages of them. I think that's how I did it. Anyway, but I believe you can get them as a box also. I don't know. I slept since I bought those. I did. I slept since I bought them. Hi, Ellie. Ellie, thank you again for the card I showed everybody. That's Ellie Smith in the chat. She's the one that made this beautiful card and sent to me. So, yeah. This is a jelly plate print, right? Hey, Race. I'm waiting to see if Ellie answers. I know, I love that black glaze pen too. I really do. And you can get the, I think you can get the clear one also in quantity. Yes, it is jelly plate print. Jelly plate print. Thank you. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Thank you so much, Ellie. Okay. So, I don't know what we're going to do. Let's play with this one first, and then we might do something on the other one for a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so because this is so, it's showing up brighter on screen than it is in person. And so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use these, which are the kind of fluorescent jelly roll pins. Jelly plate print of a feather. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Thank you, thank you. The glaze pins are Sakura glaze pins. So this one, if you want the fine point one, this is Aqua Lip. Okay, these are, I think they are exactly the same thing. See, it says Sakura. These came from Amazon. I bought these a while back, but this is the fine tip. And then if you want the set of glaze pins, usually you can find those in the craft stores. Same colors, but this is a much wider line. Okay, so I think we're going to play with these on this. We'll find out. This is my tester. My tester thing. Get rid of some of this craziness. Okay, so here we go. My thing when I do stuff like this is however it turns out, it turns out. I don't spend a lot of time worrying about it, you know? I don't. Because there are too many other mandalas to make. Too many other things to do in life to worry about. If something doesn't look right, well, I either go over the top of it or I don't even know what I was going to say, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's go for it and see what happens. These are the Moonlight Jelly Roll pens. That's what I'm using, Moonlight Jelly Roll pens. So this is what I'm using, and these are the ones. The Moonlights will go over dark paper and light paper both. Hello, Signa. Hello, Renee. You can also get the Moonlight pens in a set like this. So I initially bought them as 2 smaller sets, like so. And then my inks, I was afraid that they were going to run out because I use them so much. So I bought this set, which is all of these colors in one set. I like the Sakura pens. I particularly like the Moonlight ones because they show on darker colors. Anywho, let's see what we can do here. So this is that canvas paper. So I'm not going to get nice smooth lines because of the humps and bumps in the canvas paper. And I'm not putting a lot of pressure. Sorry, trying to find my words today. I'm not putting a lot of pressure with the pen. I'm just letting the pen feed the ink out. And this is the kind of thing that once you kind of get into the zone, for me, it's quite a challenge to talk and do this. But you need to get the full effect of the Moonlight pens, you have to let them dry, because if you don't, I'm often disappointed with how they look initially, but then after letting them dry, the color comes up and it's really beautiful what the colors do as they dry. So we're going to let that round dry and go to the next round, and this is the kind of fluorescent green color. This is what I call putting the frosting on the mandala. This is my favorite. Well, I don't know if it's my favorite thing, but it's certainly, I don't know. I love every part of the artistic process when it comes to creating mandalas or mandalas or mandalas or any other way you want to say it is fine. I say mandala because it's easy for me to say it. I've heard that word pronounced every kind of way that you could say it. But what I started to say was what I really enjoy doing is playing with one of these until it feels done. And sometimes that takes a really long time. And sometimes the embellishment frosting just kind of falls out of my pen. Hello, Krista. Every once in a while, I'm looking up. Signa, I would think so, that you could get them in Norway. There surely is a supplier in Europe where you could get them. Maybe Dorothy knows. Dorothy's in the UK. Maybe she would have some idea. Hi, Sheena. Okay, so and so what I'll do is I just keep whatever occurs to me. That's what I do, honestly. And if something isn't showing enough, I'll figure out something else to add to it. When you have the play of different colors behind, like the foundation layer where the colors are different from one part of the mandala to the next part of it, you just have to be okay with that. That is one of my favorite aspects of working this way. So I can't predict the outcome. It's showing up so much lighter. It's really funny. So much lighter on the computer screen than it is here in real life. It's so funny. Okay, so and I'm probably going to work back and forth with paint pens and the jelly roll pens and so forth. Sometimes the paint pens just work so nicely. They work better than a gel pen sometimes. Just looking in my stash of Posca paint pens here. I'm looking for my white one, but I don't see the white one. Here it is. Yep. I have the black and white Posca paint pens in different tip sizes. And I have some of the other colors. But the black and white are the ones that I got the different tip sizes. If you want things to sparkle, then you can often just come in with a white dot, especially the bright white of the Posca pen or any other paint pen, and that just kind of helps to brighten things up. Hi, Mary. I do lots of dots. Lots of dots because I like dots. We have a course that's called Mandala Madness that if you're interested in exploring that, I think the information is in the description below the video, I believe. And I have another course called Beyond Mandala Madness, which got kind of waylaid. However, it is definitely still happening. And you know, when I do things like this, I don't sweat if I don't have the same number of dots all the way around. When I start doing things like this, if I end up with 5 on one, 7 on another, it just happens that way. And sometimes I realize that I've completely left out something, a section, you know, and I discover it down the road. Okay, let's go to the next section. I can always come back, and I will. I'll work in and out, you know, on a piece like this. I just go, yeah, I do. I just kind of work and see what happens. Just see what happens. Okay, let's go to the next section here. And I often draw in the air until I kind of get my bearings for what I want to do. The hardest part is the initial decision. Once you make the initial decision, after that, it's easy. It is smooth sailing after that. Because all you do is repeat. And because the background is varied in color and intensity, whatever is underneath the actual mandala, these various frosting things will show up. There will be variety in how they show up. And of course, as they dry, the intensity of the Jelly Roll, the Moonlight Jelly Roll pens will vary also. You don't really see its full the full intensity of it. You don't see that until it dries. Mandalas are one of those things that I go back to frequently. It's like Zentangle for people. It's a very meditative kind of process for me. We also have Mandala Madness cards. In case anybody's new and doesn't know what those are, Mandala Madness inspiration cards. And often I will go back to my own cards and look through them. If I get stuck for embellishment ideas, I'll come back in here and I'll look and see some of the different ideas that, because I'll forget. Like on this one, there's very little embellishment. I mean, hardly any. That was all accomplished mostly with color. This one has lots of embellishment on it, So I'll go through these and sometimes, get myself inspired by my own things. And I drew all of these and colored them and created all of them. But sometimes it's like, I just need inspiration from my own stuff, so I'll come back and go back through the cards. I also, use them for the inspiration, but as far as like the words and the quotes and that sort of thing, I use them for that, but I also just really use them frequently for embellishment ideas. Hello, Tina. Hi, Dana. What did I use to color this? The background was just junk. The background was junk paint on canvas paper. I think I'd used it as a palette for something at one point. And so it just had this just random mix of paints, acrylic paint in the background. Then I drew the mandala using a tracing from one of the designs from the Mandala Medley book. I think you can find the link below in the description box. It's an ebook. And I used that to just transfer the designs. So this is not a new one. This is one that I used from the book. And then the color on the top is done with Inktense blocks and a wet brush. So that's how I did it. Hey, Becky. Becky was doing some really pretty mandalas the other day, too. I caught part of her recording. I didn't see it all, but she did some really pretty mandalas she was doing, too. Okay, so Okay, so let's go to the next round out here. And maybe I'll go to the green pen. For me, at this stage, it's all about kind of making things go together, so repeating colors and so forth. Hello, Christine. So I'm going to come out here and I have to say that the texture of the canvas paper is real interesting to work over. I have not done that before. And the reason I chose it was because that was what I put my hand on last week. So I was looking for something to do. And I was like, oh, look, this has got color on it. Well, let's see if we can do something with this. That's how this came into my thought process. I would like to tell you that I put a lot of thought into it, but I didn't. It was like what jumped out of my cabinet when I was looking for something else. Oh, Christine, thank you. That was very sweet. Thank you so much. Always appreciated. Okay. Let's see, once I've decided what I'm going to do, then it's easy. I think that once this is completely done, I'll have to give it a light coating of a spray finish. Probably I'll go back over it with this, but being very careful that I don't light coats, because if you go with a heavy coat rather than two lighter coats, sometimes sometimes your sprays can dissolve things, and that's real disheartening. Yeah, exactly. Becky says figuring it out's half the battle. It is. Completely. Because once you make the decision, then you just repeat. Hello, Jamie. Hi, Michelle. Okay. Thank you all for joining me today. It's really nice to have you here. So I'm just going to start a couple of these, and then I'll work on these dotted lines some other place because you don't need to see me do this. Repetitive things like this with what I call beating the line. To me, it's like ball chain. This kind of repetitive stuff I find very soothing, comforting. It doesn't require any thought. Sometimes that's a really good thing, you know? Let's see. Let's see what a difference this is from this one to that one. I'll do one more section. Then we'll go on. So have you guys ever made the terrible mistake of running into a door jamb with your foot when you didn't have shoes on? I made that mistake last night. I now have a toe that looks like it's going to go black on me. Talk about something that was surprisingly painful. Holy moly. If I'd had shoes on, it probably still would have hurt, but boy, nothing like it did when I just had on my socks. Ooh. Super owie. Let's do one more. Oh man, it was something else. I mean, it just took my breath away. I couldn't even say anything. It hurt so bad. Couldn't even say anything. Woke me up a couple of times in the night too. Poor little toe. It was my little pinky toe. I managed to get shoes on today, so that was good. It actually has been a little bit less painful as the day has gone on. So that's nice. But, oh, mercy. You just don't know that you have a certain part of your body until you do something like that, and then you are painfully aware of it. And you can't stop, you know, you just got to keep going, because if you stop, it's like, whoa, this is going to be bad news if I stop. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with those lines at this point. That's my plan. So that they tie into the rest of this, but it's not the same. Not exactly the same. And then I may do something like this. Yeah, I like that. I know, Joan, it's so true. It's like, wow, I didn't even know that little toe was there. Not like that. And I know now it is there, and it is pretty colors. And I don't think that it's come to its full coloration either. I think it's yet to be determined what color it's really going to be, you know? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do there, I think. So let's come out to this area. Kind of have, you know, see part of it. This is the same color of Inktense, believe it or not, from here and here. It's the same color. It's not, it looks like I used something else, but it's not. It's the same color as that. It's just the way that it reacted with the what was under it. Same thing here. This purple here is the same color as what's over there. It's just different because of what's underneath it and how it's being affected. Okay, that was a long-winded, wasteful explanation. There was no reason for that explanation whatsoever. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? Don't want to use green. Don't really want to use yellow. Those are the only two colors I've really used here. And the purple. Don't want to use purple out here, I don't think. Maybe we'll use this color. Yeah, when I did that to my toe, I stopped. Any of you that do Reiki or know what Reiki is, I did Reiki on it. I had some stop pain. Used that on it. This morning I used Blue Emu on it. I mean, it was like, I'm going to throw the book at this so I can keep walking. This color isn't showing up worth a bean. Not worth a bean. That's all right. That's when you let it dry and then you just come back over it with a different color. No, that's true, Sherry. Don't throw any books at it. That is for sure. Okay, let's see if we got paint pens a paint pen color that might help us out. This particular tip size, it's an extra fine, extra small maybe. The thing that I don't like about this tip size in the Posca pens is that they tend to splatter. So you just have to be okay with that because that's what they tend to do. And sometimes they splatter a lot, and sometimes they don't. You just never know. So what are you guys doing today? Anybody doing anything fun? Okay. Let's go to this color. Maybe this will show up on this. Sometimes you just have to just experiment. Got you an e-bike. Wow. House cleaning. Ew. Busy making moving cards. What's moving cards, Joan? Dorothy's watching, so she's having fun. Ellie got her whole house clean. Good for you. Painting. Tam's painting a new design for an April card. Chris. Oh, she's talking. Okay, what? I'm going to have to go back and see what that conversation was about. Oh, hot water heater died. That's not good. Hi, Marilyn. Oh, that's cool, Becky. Becky has a group, a Facebook group. And they do live chats. And not every single round, round of petals, row of petals, whatever you want to say, not every single one of them has to be as eye-catching as the rest. It's a good thing, because this one is not at all. So it's a good thing, huh? Groups like that are really nice for during, especially during the whole COVID thing. Still gives people a chance to connect and get together. So that's nice. Okay, so I'm just going to hit some of these that are in the dark areas to make them maybe come forward a little better so they're not quite as dark. And sometimes you just have to go, good enough, moving on. Hi, Jennifer. What would orange look like? Might look fine. Hi, Amalia. Okay, so can't believe how quiet the cats are today. Believe it or not, they are here. They're just being quiet. I can guarantee you they're puddled up in the sunshine. One thing is for certain, this, if you're having trouble going to sleep, this stream will help you do that. I'm about to put myself to sleep. Okay. All right, let's find a black Jelly Roll pen here. Dig in my stuff, my bag of pens. And then the question is, can we find one that works? Because I'm famous for thinking I can resurrect a pen. So I'll stick it back in the bag. And go. And then I get it out and it's like, nope, it doesn't work yet. Nope, not working yet. So I put it back in the bag and go, well, I'll try it again later. Canvas is going to make the lines kind of jig-jaggledy, but that's all right. We can live with it. Maybe I'll get this finished this week so when you come back, you can see it all done, huh? And I'll probably work on the other one. Normally, I don't do the same pattern over and over and over. This was very unusual for me to do this as well. Same pattern all over that sheet. Same pattern as this. Highly unusual for me to do that. Sometimes repetition is comforting, you know? Because you know where you're going. And you don't have to think. And mandalas for me, as I said earlier, are a lot like Zentangle in that the Zentangle philosophy is that there's no mistakes. And I'm pretty much like that on mandalas. If I do something that I didn't intend to do, it's like, oops, oh well, gotta make something out of it. And apparently it's exactly what I intended to do, you know? Even though I didn't think that was what I wanted to do. It's coming together. It's coming together. Sometimes it just takes some time to do it. You know what I mean? I do like having that black glazed pen. It's actually not glazed, but it's the aqua lip. I never would have used the glazed pens on the mandalas except Beth Salter, who's in the chat sometimes. That's what she used on her mandalas, most of them in the Mandala Madness course when we were doing the show and share sessions. That's what she did most of her outlining on her mandalas, and it was so effective. So I thought, so I tried it one time and I thought, yeah, that's pretty nice. It's not my go-to as a rule, but boy, there are times when it's just the perfect pen. And the aqua lip gives you that choice of tip size. So that makes it, I always like choices. You guys like that? You like choices? Choices are good, I think. But then if I find something I like, then I have to go buy more of it. Because, oh my gosh, what would happen if I ran out, you know? Hence, buying multiples of the black glazed pen. Because what if it runs out of ink and I'm in the middle of a mandala? That's never going to work. Okay. And then out here in this outer edge, let's see. Bye, Laura. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know actually if I've used them on glass. I know that you're supposed that is one of their selling points. So how do you use them on glass, Christine? Tell us. Inquiring minds want to know. Tell us more. All right, I don't want anything that's super bright out here, so I'm going to go with this purple. And that also will bring the purple out. I really thought that this purple would show up more than it is. Obviously it's not, so we'll have to make another choice. See, I don't always make the best choice possible. But the point is, I made a choice. You know, you just don't want to sit there and fiddle fart around with it all day trying, oh, but if I use this color, and oh, if I use that color, but what if I should use this? No, just try it. Just try it. You can come over it with something else. Right? Just come over it with something else. Let it dry. If the color is not what you want it to be, let it dry. You can always come in with something different. Yeah, Chris says, yes, she loves choices. That's why her space is out of control. Yeah. Hello, Barbara. Okay, let's, I want to go with the pink. Let's do, maybe we'll do, trying to be aware of what's wet. But anything that's bouncy, like this canvas, can be a little bit bouncy. You have to kind of support it by holding it down. I had a conversation with my granddaughter the other day, and they live in Huntsville, Alabama, and they're looking for a house. They have a house that they've sold, and they're looking for another house. And they're having a terrible time trying to find a house. She said that houses go on the market, and they're getting anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 above asking price, which is amazing. Crazy market. So all I'm doing is just adding some of the different colors of pins with the various dots around the outside edge, just to pick up the different colors and kind of carry them all the way out to the edge. My intention was not to do all the different colors out here, but because of this crazy background I've got going on, some things show up and some things don't. So there you go. Got to be adaptable. So I'm just pulling all the different colors out here to the edge. And if I don't, here's the thing, if I get this done and I don't like it, I'll cut it off. I'll cut it off. Cut it off quicker than a minute. I have done that before. I've cut, if there's a section of a mandala that I don't like, I'll put it in the book. I'll cut off the part I don't like, and then I'll position it in my journal so it looks like that's exactly what I meant for it to do. That is the truth. That is the truth. So by the time anybody else sees it, it's like, oh, that's so cool the way you did that. It's like, yeah, it is. And the reason that it's that way is because it was looking really crappy the other way. All right, so there is that. And of course, I've got some other stuff I need to do, but you got the idea. Crazy housing market. Okay, so I know that I have been shortening my streams lately, but that's because that's what I got to do right now. Anyway, so it's good to see you guys. The cats are safely stowed back behind the door, so they're not even going to make an appearance today because they're quiet. They're quiet. So thanks for joining me today and helping me kind of trick out this little mandala that I don't know what's going to happen to it yet, but I'm really liking the way it's coming together. Ouch. Sorry. It's coming together, and I like the way it's coming together. There's a funny red splotch. You see this? See that funny red splotch right there? If I could put my hand on it, it'd be good. Right there. That's just from what was there on the canvas paper. It's kind of interesting when you have something like that. It's kind of like that concept of nothing's perfect. It's kind of that wabi-sabi sort of thing. So, anyway. Okay, you guys, I'm going to take off. Thank you for joining me. I'll work on this one this week and see if I can come up with, I don't know what, and maybe I'll make some copies of it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Depends on what the week brings, doesn't it? Thanks, everybody, for being here. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow we go get our second shot. And so then we will have that process completed, and then we're moving on. So thank you for being here, everybody. I will see you hopefully next week. Same time, same place. That's the plan. And remember to get creative today, because you know it's easy. And I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.